hard to say. I honestly don't know. It's because there's sometimes some games where Ragnarok just completely decimates everything, and there's other games where my rag, if the opponent has properly prepared, there's other games where my rag just gets shredded quickly, and I end up losing the game. So, I don't know. I guess all I have to say about that is um, I think testing needs to show how good of a change that is. Because honestly, I don't know. Ragnarok, it kind of depends on your playstyle. I mean, you got a player like J4 that he depends almost completely on Ragnarok. But the AOM players, we play a little bit differently. So, I don't know. It's kind of hard to say. It's more of a playstyle god power rather than rather than something like the medium upgrade where everybody gets that regardless of what they're doing. For Terma, the Ragnarok is a little bit different. So I guess time will tell.
All right. We have Action. You're an Egyptian player. Do you ever have problems with Ragnarok as a ISIS player?
My issue with Ragnarok is that it will make you win a game sometimes that you wouldn't normally win. Like, for example, if you're already losing and I meteor my opponent, realistically I'm still going to lose. And if I've got Son of Osiris, and if my opponent's a retard, I'm still going to lose. But if you're losing, you 2 to 4 TCs down, and suddenly you crack out a 60 Civ Ragnarok and play with weapons at 20 minutes, a game you'd ordinarily lose because you've been outskilled by your opponent, magically you win. And that's J4 start, exactly as Maiden said. So that's my issue with it. So I think that at least, or maybe just nerf the Pierce arm, I don't know. I don't know enough about Ragnarok to comment properly.
Yeah, personally I think it's a decent change. It's not a bad change, like that is 5% less pack and Pierce arm, you're going to be able to do more damage to it. So I played a game against Berserker the other day. I was 4 to 2 town centers up, and he ragged at like 18 minutes. Like, you can't defend that shit.
Yeah, that's my problem with it. Like, you're winning the game,
yeah,
and they just fall, or they hide behind walls. 3 TC being like Alfheim or like Oasis or something.
Yeah.
Played against the guy a few days ago, and I mean, I won the game, but it's so frustrating to play against it.
Okay.
Maybe.
Well, I would like to comment on that real quick because a Norse player, I mean Thor and I guess Odin too, can sit behind some walls and then just rag later. But if you kind of flip it from a Norse's perspective, I have had, I mean, countless games where I've been up 4 to 2 town center against an Egyptian. An Egyptian sat behind, their walls and boom, and they just stick a couple of catapults behind those walls with the Son of Osiris, and my army isn't strong enough to survive long enough to kill the catapults.
Then back on the flip side of that, if you're forced to C's up, why aren't you going Ragnarok and killing him anyway?
Because you've spent all your resources. Well, you've spent all your resources maxing out that
play the game.
Population. Well, it's Ragnarok is one of those play style things. It's kind of one of those strategic things. So I mean, you can flip it again, and I mean,
I think I just want to point out that on the Titans, the reason why Ragnarok is so powerful is because of classical town centers. On AOM, it's not nearly as powerful because you can't get as many villagers out. But even so, if you're going for that strategy, it's going to be powerful regardless because you're going to get a fast heroic time. You're going to get a bunch of town centers and you're going to boom and then rag. But on the Titans, it's just that much more powerful, so it's that much more hard to deal with.
Well, how about we boost Ragnarok armor to like 35%, and Norse can't build town centers to heroic. Decks right there.
I just think one town center in classical age extra is fine. Like, if you can build one extra town center, that's gonna amplify strategy. It changed the game personally, but it would be
That
interesting.
would be kind of cool.
It would be interesting to see it, like how the game would evolve if we could only build one extra town center in the classical age.
Could you delete one and build another one?
Yeah.
That would be so cool.
All right. Next question. Unless Talk want to say something on the issue.
Yeah, like both your opinions are like completely biased or something. Like Action, how many times have you actually played Thor versus like a good ISIS player?
Have I played with Thor against ISIS player?
Yeah,
0.
exactly. So you really want to play it to find out how difficult it really is. And yet Ragnarok is way too strong. In my opinion, you should nerf it for Thor and make it so you can't use flaming weapons with it, because pretty much every player just does the same strat every time. It's boring. But maybe with Odin, you don't reduce anything.
That was my first post on the fan patch. Was,
Yes,
don't let ancestors affect Eclipse. Basically don't let god powers affect each other. So flame weapons doesn't affect Rag. Ancestors and Eclipse aren't affected. You still use Eclipse to block other god powers, for example, like Ceasefire. But I think Talk's got a great point there.
Yeah.
That is very interesting. I like that.
Yeah, so if you made it so Odin didn't have any nerfs to Ragnarok, so that kept the arm, then more people might play Odin. Because he is just not used at all.
Well, Odin needs a reason. There's no reason to play Odin.
Exactly.
He's just a weaker version of Thor, but if you gave him some perks, then maybe people would play him.
All right.
Yeah, boost off Odin Giles making cheaper.
That'd be interesting, actually. Odin Giles being cheaper. Like what they did. They nerfed Odin Giles back in the day. I'm going to say back in the day because it was like 2004, because they were too powerful.
Only like 11 years old. Well,
yeah, I know, it's fucking ages. Anyhow, they nerfed the Odin Giles. Like they halved their bonus of Odin's bonus on them.
Yep.
But they didn't give him any advantage after that. They just said, nah, we're just going to remove Odin from the game now. What they could have done was they could have said, okay, we're going to nerf this HP boost, but we're going to give him someone else. Someone else which isn't going to be as powerful, but it's still going to give him reason to play this god. So maybe that's something that has to happen there.
So if they were a little bit cheaper, how expensive would they be?
Well, at the moment they're 50 food, 80 gold. So I mean, I can't see any reason why they wouldn't be 40 food, 60 gold or something like that.
10% off or something like Poseidon.
Yeah, for sure.
Whatever.
Ah, yeah.
Throwing Axemen definitely need a boost. Like if you boosted Odin's like throwing Axemen, maybe more people would play, because they are such a crap unit at the moment. Honestly.
Yeah, I try not to build them.
They are so bad. Throwing Axemen is so bad. Unless
that
you
is
have
the thing that.
Alright, what's your opinion on the throwing Axemen action?
Fucking, yeah, they need something. At the moment I do like classic fighting when I'm playing with ISIS against North. Literally all I do is make Axemen and I win. That's it.
Yeah, they need a range boost or something.
Few new bits.
Yeah. Okay. So, and there's some other changes. Fenris Wolf Brood pack boost increased from 15% to 17%. That looks like it's somewhere in between the middle of AOM Fenris Wolves and TTs. So, like, it's even on AOM you don't use the wolves unless it's a team game. Because there's just no point. You can't raid. People build walls. They have heroes based everywhere, so it's not really effective. And I think Tyre is more of a team game, god power, than...
You need to give people a reason to go to.
Yeah.
So they don't go Ragnarok. Give Tyr a new technology, or like a new research technology thing, which boosts fucking Throwing Axemen beyond anything they are right now. Create a new technology.
Interesting.
Create a new technology called Toto Annihilation.
Yeah.
Do something to Axemen and make them viable in that game, because they need something.
Yeah.
Like, that is a bad area for North.
Okay. There's a couple more changes. Just to say, one more change. All Atlantean heroes cost reduced by 10%, and each cost 2 favor now. Oracle untouched. I want to say Action. You got to talk about this because this seems like a good good change, especially with Valor's. We skipped Valor and Shockwave, but they've been reduced to 2. It looks like a good change because it's sort of balancing out the fact that Uranus doesn't have as many Valors. It's also going to make going the other god, minor god in with Atlantean is going to be more viable. Any opinions on this? I don't actually know what the prices are at the moment.
I think initially it sounds like a good change. I think it needs to be tested quite a lot, see how much it affects the game, but on the face of it, it looks like a good idea. I'd like to see some more Oceanus approaches.
Yeah, for sure. You said you've been playing a bunch of TT lately. All you see is Prometheus. Do you have any opinions on this change?
Yeah, I'm not really an active player, so I don't really know how drastic these changes will be. All I know is it does need... In fact, I don't really know how strong they are, so yeah, I'm not really in a position to comment, really.
Righto. Okay, let's move on to our next topic, the AOM tournament. Maiden, myself, Talk, we've been working together, whatever, to create this league, this tournament. At the moment, what's your opinions on it? Is it going smoothly? Is it all right? I'm going to start with Maiden because you're the host of the tournament. So go for it. Say what's going on.
Well, I mean, everyone knows it can always go better.
Yeah.
I mean, until everybody is 100% active, playing all their games, scheduling effectively, until that is happening, every tournament that's ever hosted could go better. Since the whole league thing hasn't, or the 1v1 league, I mean, the whole idea, it's never, to my knowledge, been done before. I guess RTSL is a little bit like that with the whole league, but it's not quite the same. So, I mean, there's been some bumps, some things we've had to figure out. I mean, once we do, we already have. What was the last one we just did about let's see, the last rule change is that you still get your 3 points for any win. If it's an admin win given, a game you actually play, if someone drops out or whatever, you get 3 points. If you lose a game that you actually played, you get 1 point, and if you just don't show up or someone dropped out, the loser gets a negative 1 point. So, I mean, the whole idea behind the league is to create activity, to get some activity going during the summer and kind of lead up to the tournament. The past 2 tournaments were, of course, they're awesome, had tons of fun, had a bunch of people playing and everything. I think a lot of people's opinion is that we could have had a higher level of play. So the part of the idea behind the league is to obviously increase activity, general activity, but at the same time we're increasing competition, we're increasing, at least hopefully we're increasing competition, especially with the games being rated games. And so hopefully the players' levels are also going to increase as well. So by the time the finals come around, we're truly going to be seeing some pretty kick-ass games.
Cool.
So as far as right now, people just need to keep playing, I mean, we have the Game of the Week prizes that we're giving out. I mean, there's just kind of a whole lot going on, and there's a whole lot of potential here. So people just need to take advantage of it, and that's really got to get this thing going, you know what I mean?
Yeah, I agree with everything you're saying. Does either Talk or Action, you have any input, positive, negative?
Yeah, negative. There's too many people that have signed up that just won't even try or do anything. Like Sensei, for example, however you say his name. I'm meant to play versus him, but I'll never see him online, and he'll make no effort or anything. I think he just probably signed up to it and forgot about it. But the tournament has quite a lot of those players in it, and we're never going to see an active league, I don't think. I mean, we'll have the same few people playing, but we're never going to really see everyone playing their games and whatever in the run-up to this tournament.
I just want to comment there. I think the point of the league is to increase activity, but it's also to ensure that the actual tournament is going to be active. Like, people are going to play their tournament games. at this point, there's going to be people